From Lagos, the nation's commercial capital, this is the news at 10, live from Channels Television. Reporting tonight, Harriet Agbenyi.
Hello and welcome. Tonight, large turnout of delegates as APC holds Ward Congress across Nigeria. Poor logistics and violence mar conduct in some states. Former Deputy Governor of Osun State, Iyola Omishore, emerges PDP candidate in the state's governorship election holding in August. Endgame for 20 alleged kidnappers in Anambra State as they end up in police net. And millions of Afghans turn out to elect a new president amidst reports of ballot paper shortages and sporadic violence.
And on business news tonight, Nigeria is set to release the new nominal GDP figure tomorrow, April the 6th.
In sports news, Manchester City and Chelsea step up the fight in the Premier League title race with crucial home wins.
We'll begin tonight with reports from Ward Congress of the All Progressives Congress, which held today in most states across the country. Now, apart from Ondo, Rivers, Adamawa, and a few other states where the exercise was postponed, it recorded impressive turnout of delegates in places where they held. In Lagos State, southwest Nigeria, the Congress went on smoothly in most areas, while there were reports of crisis in Mushin, where some people were said to have resorted to violence. Our correspondent, Kelvin Obitin, reports.
Araromi Primary School, Mushin, hosted delegates from Ward C. Majority of them arrived the venue as early as 8 a.m. But at 12 noon, electoral officers are still counting voters on the queue. While the counting goes on, these aggrieved members approached our camera to express their views on the conduct.
There's an election held here today. Can you allow me to say something?
What is it went there
Can you allow me
to
to say something?
Local government chairman. The guideline did not tell us the chairman of the local government will supervise any election. The chairman of the local government belongs to this ward. We don't know what he came to our ward to do. Our ward have been peaceful before the chairman of the local government came.
My intention was just to go around, and the report, when I got to the secretariat here, there was a report that it was not even in Ward C, it was in Ward B. I went to Ward B, where there was a report that there are arms and ammunition loaded by some group of people there. Then I decided that I should go there with some police to go and make peace. That was the purpose why I went there for. And sincerely, when I got there, I saw some of them running away with these arms.
It's a peaceful situation in Ward C1A, Ujolowo Local Council Development Area, where almost all the candidates were returned unopposed.
I really thank everybody that's here. I don't even know that people can be so much like this. Even when my opponents see so many people like this, they now step down for me. So I win unopposed.
In Ogun State, the ward meetings were conducted peacefully in all the 236 wards of the state. However, there were reports of logistic challenges earlier in some of the wards. Governor Ibukunle Amosun, who monitored some of the wards in Abeokuta, the state capital, was able to douse the tension which arose over the choice of venue for the exercise at one of the wards.
We should have the election the closest or the nearest primary school if our ward will not contain us. Due to us was that Igore High School. But somehow today, they said they are having party there. And since our leader is there, and our leader suggested that we should move to this place, I don't think there's any problem with that.
In some states like Kano and Yobe, officials emerged through consensus. In Rivers State, a group of aggrieved APC members known as the Legacy Party staged a peaceful protest over alleged marginalization by the party's leadership. The Ward Congress was shifted to Monday, the 7th of April. In Niger State, the Congress was also shifted to Monday owing to logistics challenges. In Adamawa State, the Congress was postponed due to late arrival of materials. On Thursday, the Ondo State chapter of the party announced that its World Congress will hold on Wednesday, the 9th of April. At the completion of the APC Nationwide Ward Congress, the party will have begun proper restructuring and re-strategizing ahead of the 2015 general elections. Kelvin Obeti, Channels Television News.
Well, staying with politics, the former Deputy Governor of Osun State, Senator Iola Omishore, has been declared winner of the People's Democratic Party governorship primary in the state. The chairman of the 5-man delegation from the National Working Committee of the party who conducted the voting process, Adamu Alero, announced the result and said Senator Omishore polled 1,128 votes to defeat his opponents.
As early as 7:30 a.m., delegates from across the local government arrived at the venue of the Osun PDP governorship primaries. The heavy presence of security operatives notwithstanding, charms were recovered from some of the delegates. The contenders then arrived one after the other. Voting commenced peacefully, after which the committee chairman announced the result, with Senator Iola Omishore polling 1,128 votes. Senator Olasukomi Akinlabi 35 votes, Honorable Wole Oke had 5 votes, and Senator Isiaka Adeleke had no votes. However, 18 votes were voided.
The winner of this gubernatorial primary election is distinguished Senator Christopher Omishore with 1,128 votes.
The contenders expressed their opinions about the voting process.
The process that has brought us here needs to be reviewed so that there will be cohesion, there will be cooperation, there will be unity within the party.
I am seizing this opportunity to advise the leaders of our party that if they know where they are going, they should not allow members to dissipate energy and be fighting among themselves.
It gives me a lot of joy. It brings a lot of integrity, transparency, credibility, acceptability into the process. So I thank Almighty God that all my co-aspirants have come together with me to congratulate me and ensure we work together to ensure eventual victory at the polls on the 9th of August 2014.
With the emergence of Senator Iola Omishore as the Osun PDP flag bearer, he's to contend the governorship seat with the incumbent governor and candidates of other political parties in the state.
Away from politics, 20 suspected kidnappers have been apprehended by the Anambra State Police Command. Officers of the command also recovered sophisticated arms and bags of Indian hemp in an operation aimed at ridding the state of kidnappers and armed robbers, who was said to have made life unbearable for the people. The State Commissioner of Police told journalists that there will be continuous manhunt for kidnappers and armed robbers until the state is safe for all residents. Well, away from crime now, it's not only the composition of delegates that some Nigerians find faulty with the National Conference. The conference has lined up a number of issues that it should not concern itself with. Well, a senior advocate of Nigeria, Professor Ise Sage, who spoke to our judiciary correspondent, Shola Shoyele, believes the conference should focus on issues of how Nigerians can associate and live peacefully together.
About 75% of the people there don't know what they are there for.
At the conference?
Yes, they don't know what they are there for, particularly the younger ones and some of the older ones. You will hear things like this. Good governance has nothing to do with the Constitution. Corruption has nothing to do with it. Cost of governance. In fact, if you look at the list prepared by the Presidential Advisory Council, out of 38, only about 8 are relevant. They themselves don't seem to know what the conference is supposed to be about. Deepening democracy, democratization, political parties, education. About 20 of them I have here are totally irrelevant. Look, you ask yourself this. Is there anything that can be discussed outside the conference? If there's such a thing, then it's not relevant to the conference. We can always discuss education. We can meet to trash out corruption. We can meet to discuss good governance, cost of governance. All those things are not relevant. The things that are relevant are the things which will determine the mode of association between us as communities in future. How do we, as different communities and peoples, exercise power, use resources? That's all. It's a simple thing.
Well, for more on that interview with Professor Sage, you can watch Law Weekly tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. Well, the Arewa Youth Consultative Forum has lamented the poor state of education and high rate of poverty in the north, which it has attributed to bad leadership. At a press conference at the end of a two-day forum for northern youths and student leaders in Kaduna, President of the group, Yerima Shetima, also took a swipe at the ongoing national conference.
These same characters of people were opportune to be in power for many years. But what did they do during their days? For out of 53 years of independence, we've been opportune to be in power for over 30 years. What was left today? Now the same set of people, this same issue of insecurity, at no time any of this leader sat down as former ex of state, vice president, or anything to discuss about the issues, so that at the end of the day, they can now call the man in the central government, the present government of the day, and say, look, this is the challenges that people are facing. Based on this, our experiences, we think we can also contribute and advise you on what to do. I don't think those who represent the North in any way have any agenda as regard to the interests of the Northern people collectively. You can't be an architect of the problem we are facing today and at the same time you profile yourself to be the solution to it. Things are not done that way. And to that extent, that's why some of us are saying they're clamoring over the decking we're talking about demanding for sovereign national conference. We're demanding for sovereign national conference. That has been our composition from time. And if there's going to be any conference, it means everybody, that conference must be seen to be all-inclusive. We've constituted over 80% of this nation. To be precise, in other part of the country, at least the youth in conference, we can say we're up to 60% or even 70%. And to that extent, you could see that we own the day. We should be seen to be championing the causes of our people, our generations, and so on and so forth. But it's obvious from all the some people who still want to make it business as usual. They will continue doing it over and over. And to that extent, that's why it will be difficult for us to get a lasting solution to our problems.
In part 2, after the break, Channel's eyewitness report spurs Abia State government to action as it begins rehabilitation of Umuri Bridge. That's in a moment. Please join us again.